And we're back again. The Wrestling Fellas podcast has returned once again. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. It's been one of those weeks, mentally draining. Yeah. But okay now. Sun's out, 21 degrees outside. We're inside. Who likes the sun? Not us. Which is a bit weird considering going Benidorm a week on Monday. But yeah, the sun comes out and it makes you instantly happy. It makes you smile, doesn't it, for some reason? But how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. All right. Tired today, but because it's my first day off. But yeah, I'm all right. Good.
Fair play, mate. Fair play. What have you been up to this week?
Feck all, because I've been working. And even on my days off, I've just been busy, but it's been nothing to sing and dance about, to be honest.
Fair play. I've done my training for another part of the job. And in between that, been doing GM mode on 2K23, and I have, for the first time, I've got 10 Hall of Fame trophies, which I'm pretty chuffed about. Done it on hard difficulty. Adam Pearce has nothing over Xavier Woods on SmackDown. We've done for his world champ all 10 seasons I did. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. I've been getting into FIFA a lot as well recently because it's team of the season, but I had a big paddy yesterday and threw something, so we won't go there. FIFA, it's toxic.
I stopped playing it about 2 years ago, mate. So,
right, and it's do the same.
It doesn't change, and I feel like they just rip me off with my money every 2 years or every year. They should just, all I'm getting is new kits,
and that's me spending thousands of pounds on it.
Yeah, and then obviously you had on your Ultimate Team and all that crap. It's never just 60 quid no more. It's 200-300 quid now.
200-300. I wish it was 200-300 quid, mate. But we won't go into price how much I spent on Ultimate Team this year.
See, when I played it, mate, I was very, very strict on myself. I let myself have some points at the beginning of the year. Then that was it. If I wanted to play, I had to play games and do transfers and make me money.
Yeah,
I always did it that way.
I'm not that patient. I'm not that patient. Spent a lot of money. I spend a lot of money on Fortnite as well when Marvel skins and Star Wars skins come out because I have to have them all. So
I have the pass thing, the crew, Fortnite crew pass.
Oh, the Fortnite crew.
So it's $9.99 a month.
Nice.
At WWE Network, and I get 1,000. So and you get the thingy pass every 3 months as well. So if you don't buy anything for a while, you can build it up pretty quick.
Yeah, no. As soon as they drop a new skin, like Marvel skin, I've got every Marvel skin, get every Star Wars skin. I've got him. I can't not. So when they made the fourth stuff with Darth Maul and Anakin, I'd buy it all, mate. I probably want skins, to be fair.
Probably, yeah, that's probably it, mate. I've got the Darth Maul from the challenges, but that's it. But anyway, we're digressing from wrestling. Now we have that new segment that we introduced because we do the YouTube show, and if people didn't realise, yes, we are on YouTube now, Wrestling Fellas. You can watch the podcasts on YouTube, and instead of listening to us coming in your ears, you can watch us coming in your ears now.
Tell me, he didn't just say that.
Yeah, I said it.
That.
Yeah.
It's a bit sus.
I stole it from a Peter Kay joke from years ago, but never mind.
I know where you got it from.
Surely FM, coming in
your ears.
So we're now on there, and so because we do that, we have the new little segment, literally 2-second segment. What t-shirt you wearing?
We the ones.
We the ones. I got a new delivery this week.
I've just noticed which one it is.
It's actually a really cool t-shirt. Obviously you've seen the front. The back's got like every evolution of John Cena. I used the word using the word evolution because, let's be honest, he just evolved, didn't he, from the prototype
to a purple shirt, to a black shirt, to an orange shirt, to a green one, to a red one.
Just changed colour, didn't he?
No, he did.
But yeah,
he did.
It's got a bit about him on the back, so it's a pretty cool shirt. It picked it up from the Euro store the other week when they actually put some 5XL t-shirts on.
They did.
And I got
They
this.
updated it.
I got the LWO Puerto Rico LWO shirt as well.
Nice.
That'll make an appearance at some point. Just a heads up though, if you are buying them and you buy like the bigger sizes because that's your size. So let's say, for instance, like South Mart, if you want 3 or 4, buy the 5. They may say this is a 5, but it runs a bit small. I'd say it's more of a 4.
So then a 4 would be a 3 because it's coming from the States, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the soft style shirts as well, which I like.
I think they've all gone to that now, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's probably why they run a bit small, because I know AEWs are only doing 4XLs on their website now. That's why
Yeah, they are. I was looking the other day.
Buy a new one because I need a new one for all in. Oh, cool. Right. Let's get on to it then. To everybody's second favorite segment of the show. Roll the titles.
So your best mate, Mr. Phil Brooks, Mr. CM Punk, has been in the news this week. The announcement of AEW Collision got announced. I love the logo. It's Nitro.
I was just about to say with the TNT Nitro.
Yeah, logo. It's Nitro feels, and I like it. I do like it, to be fair. But we all know the show was supposed to be centered around Mr. CM Punk, because no one else can work with him, and the people that can work with him will be on that show. However, it looks like he might not be on the show.
Fingers crossed.
He's a bit of a tool. So Brian Alvarez. So I came into this a bit late when I was reading this, so I don't know what Brian Alvarez put. It's probably something to do with Collision and CM Punk not being on it or something like that. And CM Punk hit back out at him. I had it all up. Is this... No, it's closed. It's annoyed me. He put a story on his Instagram saying about Brian Alvarez, how he's got fake stories and none of it's real. And then Brian Alvarez hit back at him saying it was all real, and they had it all from people backstage and stuff. It sounded like child's play. It sounded like school stuff. Yeah. But CM Punk has been the talk of wrestling world, with many expecting the star to be announced for AEW's new Collision show, but Punk apparently has something else in mind. Punk could still yet be announced as return to AEW in a matter of days or hours, but the situation with him and the company is again said to be strained, this time over the status of former producer Ace Steel, who was fired as part of the post All Out fight in 2022. While speculation continues, CM Punk has took to Instagram to launch an attack on Wrestling Observer's Brian Alvarez, who discussed the situation surrounding Punk and Collision announcement. Punk clearly wasn't a fan of what was said as he shared the following. So this was the message. Look, everyone, Brian Alvarez doesn't like when misinformed internet trolls make up rumors about him, so please stop making up rumors and stories for clicks while Brian makes up rumors and stories for clicks, okay? He's married, for God's sake. By God, that man has a family. Brian Alvarez, shut the fuck up and stop moaning about me challenging day one. Dunno. Punk then posted a screenshot from what was an apparently email from Brian Alvarez that said to be years old, when Alvarez denies having an issue with Punk, stemming from the former WWE champion dating Maria. Punk then continues bemoaning the attention he still receives despite his continued absence from TV. He put, friendly reminder, I haven't been on TV in 9 months and y'all just can't stop talking about me. Maybe stop, you'll feel better. Love, hate, it's all the same. I don't enjoy being the sole person that props up entire misinformed clickbait industry based on toxic gossip from lying sources. But what can you do when you're the king? It comes with the crown. Alvarez has apparently responded to Punk's messages with something that onlookers will be thinking, lol, what? I don't know what that is. It's not put it on here, so I don't know what he's put. But yeah, Punk's a bit of a twat, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I've been trying to tell you that for a while, mate.
I already knew, mate. You didn't need to try and tell me. I already knew. I knew in 2014 when he was out WWE.
I just hope that it all falls flat in his face and he doesn't come back. Because do you know what? I don't want a brand split as such, just to suit him.
Yeah.
And then you literally will have, like, we're going to lose out in matches because, for example, FTR one that people are supposedly willing to work with him. So they're going to jump on this new show if it's the way it's meant to be. And we're going to miss out on potential like Bucks FTR matches because they're not on the same show.
Yeah.
I mean, then we're going to have and it's becoming WWE. We're going to have another set of titles put on there because the only thing that we have 2 titles of is the women's division in AEW.
Yeah.
Obviously we got the TNT and you've got the Atlantic title, so you could technically call that like the equivalent of the US and Intercontinental, maybe.
US and Intercontinental and the European kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, that Atlantic title though, that whole thing's annoying me. Anyway, because he's meant to defend that all over the world. Hasn't left the US yet. I think he's defended it once in the UK, twice maybe when Pac had it.
Pac had it. He did it over in the UK a few times, didn't he, for Progress and ACW.
But yeah, that's it. But yeah, I just feel like he could lose potential. Tony Khan just needs to stop fanboying over and put his company head on and go, you know what, you're not good for my company. Sorry, bye.
Yeah. He does. He does. He needs to sort it out. Oh, but it's all come down from. Oh, sorry, mate. Go on.
I'll say so all the CM Punk's fans can go back to every WWE live show and in Chicago and shout CM Punk's name.
Oh, for God's sake, it's worse than what? You know. But it's all come because of Ace Steel. So obviously Ace Steel was fired in September, October, whenever the All Out fight happened. So PW Insider reported today that there's belief in the company that Ace Steel was expected to return to the company to work behind the scenes. Steel is one of Punk's good friends and was involved in the fight that broke out. PW Insider also reported the decision was made that Steel would not be working backstage at the Collision tapings and that left Punk and AEW at the opposite sides of the discussion. So that's what's happened. So originally it said, he was getting brought back in. And then they've said, no, he's not. He's not going to be a part of Collision. He's going to be part of Dynamite or whatever other part of AEW he's going to be part of. And Punk's gone, nah, I want him part of me. And they've gone, nah. That's where the
Shouldn't bring him back full stop because apparently he was one of the bigger.
Yeah. There's been interest from Impact Wrestling for Ace Steel to bring him in, so he could potentially go or WWE apparently, but I don't think he'll go WWE. I don't
Triple
even
H
know
is
if
not
he
going to
is
surround himself with people like that.
No, I don't think he would either. More AEW news because we've got a few today. We all saw what happened in the steel cage match between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. Don Callis turned his back on Kenny Omega. And then this week showing up in sparkly shoes and ran away like a little bitch when everyone showed up. I watched AEW this week. Well, we'll get onto that very soon. However, he tweeted he teases a partnership with a non-AEW star, but he does come into AEW every now and again. He's called himself the King of Winnipeg, bruv, which is hinting a possible partnership with Omega's former and possible future New Japan Pro Wrestling rival Will Ospreay. However, any such partnership might be just wishful thinking on Callis' part, with Ospreay recently referring to him as a scheming star. As a scheming star, as a dickhead.
So on William, I don't know if you've seen this a couple of weeks back, so we may have missed this. There was a rumor that the first name for All In's been booked.
Yeah.
And it was William himself, which would make sense. He is a London boy. He's an Essex boy. It will just be anyway. The Will Ospreay in Wembley against, I don't know. Do I want a Will Ospreay Kenny match? No, I don't. I don't want another one. And I tell you what, I don't want, and I want to go on record right now. I do not want a Kinshi Okada Kenny Omega match at Wembley. We do not need that.
I mean, I'm going to say no.
No, you've no idea, but Back in New Japan, mate. At one point, they were wrestling back to back. They were the version that they were New Japan's version of Rock and Triple H from the noughties.
Oh, the Rock, like Cena and Orton.
Yeah, back and forth for so long. And yes, Dave Meltzer absolutely blows his loads and give it like 25-star matches. I just don't need to see it no more, mate. I really don't. Nah. If you're gonna do something like that, yeah, put Big Willie in there against Kenny, or do Will and Aussie Open against the Elite.
Yeah.
Or is it what's it called? It's United Empire's team. So you've got Jeff Cobb as well. So you could, if you wanted to do something with the new Elite, well, the reformed Elite, not new Elite, the reformed Elite. Then yeah, you could do United Empire against the Elite. That'd be great.
Fair play. I'll take your word for it. Moving on to Collision again. So for months, the idea that AEW is building up AEW Collision around CM Punk. The return happening in the show's premiere on June 17th. The belief that as the premiere episode will take place in Chicago at the United Center. However, the sides are at odds over a misunderstanding regarding bringing back Ace Steel. Oh, this is a backup plan. Sorry, I didn't even read the title. I just clicked it. Warner Brothers Discovery hopes the issue will be resolved within the next week, as they reportedly pushed very hard for CM Punk to be brought back because of the way the Last Dance was handled last year, with Punk's debut not being announced. The feeling is fans will be let down should AEW book the United Center and Punk not be the premiere episode of Collision. Tony Khan is supposed to announce the location of the show next week on Dynamite. And while speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Uncle Dave noted Daly's place in Jacksonville, Florida, is the backup plan should AEW not get on the same page with Punk.
If it's announced in Chicago,
he's back.
He's back. Do you know what? I didn't even think of Chicago as a place. I actually, when he was talking about it the other day, first place I thought was this Daly's place, Jacksonville, because that's where they filmed it right through COVID lockdown. And I don't know if they've been back or not. I can't think. But yeah, that'd be great for them to go back to, because that was their home for so long. It'd be great for them to start a new show off out there.
Yeah, like I said, if it's Chicago, he's back. If it's not, they've not made a deal with him, and he's not coming back anytime soon. But at least they've got a backup plan ready. Something WWE probably won't fucking happen. Former WWE wrestlers are to make AEW Impact. AEW Impact. What the fuck is that? AEW Dynamite debut next week. More former WWE stars are going to debut. So AEW has announced several matches and segments for next week's Dynamite, including the debut of two former WWE wrestlers. In recent months, AR Fox, Grand Metalik, and Blake Christian have been teaming together in Ring of Honor and AEW, including at Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor when they lost to the Embassy with the World Trios Championship on the line. Christian had worked for NXT for a brief time under the Trey Baxter name before he was released in 2021. He's since worked with Impact, GCW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and various indie promotions, in addition to AEW and Ring of Honor. Grand Metalik, who works for WWE, as we know, as part of Lucha House Party with Lindsay Dorado and Kalisto. And he's primarily used in the Cruiserweight division at the time. He requested his release, and he's worked for New Japan, GCW and Impact, and AEW and Ring of Honor in September. House of Black has been doing open challenges for the AEW Trios titles in recent weeks. The group will defend its titles against Fox, Metalik, and Christian, although Metalik and Christian have both worked on Dark Elevation. They've never competed on Dynamite, so they're going to make their debuts on Dynamite.
I wouldn't really call them WWE superstars.
Metalik was. He was on Raw every week.
Yeah, Metalik, but...
Lucha. Nah, Blake Christian wasn't. I didn't even know who he was, to be fair. And I know who AR Fox is.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they think about it as well. They're making a third show because Rampage is still going to be carrying on. They're going to need, even though the locker room's massive, they're going to still bring in a few more to try and make it. Because, technically, Tony Khan's got 4 shows now, the book.
Yeah. Not fucking easy.
That guy must really like playing GM mode.
I was going to say, he must really like having 2.5 million to spend and then spending it all on your top stars, and then you think, shit, I need some shit ones just to cover, and then brings in Matalik, Blake Christian, and AR Fox. So as Collision comes closer, we're going to see an injured AEW star return. Now, we thought the star was going to WWE. Turns out he's not. He's ready to return. El Idolo sent out a tweet noting that he had no idea he was returning to the Collision show. And he's been away from the promotion for several months. Andrade has been out of action since September due to a torn pec, before he was sent home by AEW in October after he was involved in a backstage fight with Sammy Guevara. I forgot about that. Of everything that goes on with Punk and stuff, you just forget, don't you? The latest edition of Wrestlers.
I had the little picture that Sammy Guevara has been in a fight with Eddie Kingston, Andrade. He's made comments about Sasha Banks that got him suspended. What else has he done? I'm sure he's done something else. Oh, that's right. Got engaged to his girlfriend live on TV.
On live TV, yeah.
And then they split a few weeks later, and then he got married to Ty Conte or Ty Mello.
Fair play to him.
Yeah. But no one talks about
that. Yeah. In the latest
edition, that was the other one. He cancelled appearances unless that him and Ty Mello were together.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about that one. Sammy Guevara's been everywhere, and he bless him. So yeah, in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer pointed out that since Andrade got the surgery for the torn pec in late November, based on typical recovery time, he could be ready of the launch of the show. If not, would be ready within a month. So he's not going to WWE with old Trips and his wife, Charlotte Flair, and his father-in-law, who seemingly is working with WWE again because of Triple H. He's back at Collision.
There's big money coming in there. Big though. Yeah, because I believe, I don't know, forgive me if I'm stealing one of your news articles. I believe Miro's been announced for Collision as well. And Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa has. There's been a big uproar about Thunder Rosa as well, between Saraya and Britt Baker, apparently.
Well, if you watch that backstage AEW All Access or whatever, I think it's on for us on ITV4 after Dynamite on Fridays. She's not very well liked by Britt Baker and a few of the others because of when she was the champion. She had a back injury, whatever it was. She was still making appearances and traveling, but she was never turning up for work. And she was still there. So there's a backstage politics, basically.
Yeah. Always is.
Yeah.
But we'll move on to that because that's my next one anyway. Saraya reacts to false report about AEW locker room accepting Thunder Rosa's apology. Saraya's made a splash in AEW. I'd call it a splash.
I call it a drop.
I wouldn't call it a big bomb.
No, I'd call it like a little water droplet, like. Bloop, bloop.
I'd call it knocking your can over or your glass and going, oh shit, no way. And then
and the only bit that spilt out was, the bit like it's caught around the rim.
Yeah.
The little drizzle.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I mean, if you want to come on the podcast, by all means. Saraya has made a splash in AEW since the promotion arrival last year. Yeah. At the Arthur Ashe Stadium, where she was pushed as a top star. Okay. In the women's division, she quickly started to feud with Britt Baker, which is still ongoing to this day. In recent weeks, the social outcasts have been feuding with Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru on TV. After being with the promotion for several months now, she's gotten to know most of the wrestlers in the promotion, including Thunder Rosa. Saraya recently fired back at a false report regarding her recent comments about Rosa that claimed Saraya had stated she and the AEW locker room accepted Rosa's apology due to the issues that Rosa had with other talent. And this is what she said on the Corner podcast. No, I didn't say they accepted it. Not at any point. This is bullshit. That's absolutely up to them. I said she apologized, and this was all before my time there, so I don't know the deal. Dirt sheets being dirt sheets. I did say the locker room is fucking awesome, though, and I love being a part of it. So Thunder Rosa is going to be a part of Collision, I think, and she away from
Yeah,
Saraya
it's
and
a
Britt.
shame because I like Thunder Rosa. Do you know what? I like Britt
Yeah,
Baker. I like Thunder Rosa. I did like Saraya. I just feel Saraya and Paige did. Paige was good. Saraya's just. I think Saraya's. I don't know what it is. There's something missing about her in AEW. I just find it. I feel almost out, and I don't know. Tell me if obviously what you think, but she's Tony Khan's treating her like a CM Punk. She's on TV every week without fail.
I can see why you're saying that. I kind of agree. I personally look at her and I don't see AEW. I just see WWE.
I don't know, but I don't even see the WWE wrestling no more. I don't. It's like the injuries holding her back from being as good as she can be.
Yeah.
And it's understandable. I mean, if it goes wrong, she could end up, wheelchaired, whatever, and that's totally understandable. But if you're not, for me, if you're not going to be confident enough to, come back and do what you can do, don't come back if you're going to have that constant what if. And I think that's what's missing from it. If she came back and did full on Page, but under Saraya, it might have been different. And I think potentially this Outcast thing. I know you're not a fan of Tony Storm. I'm not a big lover, but I don't mind her. But I feel like Ruby shouldn't be in it. I think this, if anything, this is holding Ruby back.
Yeah.
I think Ruby's got the absolute potential to be their champion.
Yeah. Yeah, Ruby's sick. I've always liked Ruby. I always wanted to do well in WWE when she was there. Speaking of ladies, Jade Cargill, since she debuted in 2020, has been strongly pushed as one of the top rising stars in AEW. From the start in November 2020, when she made a promotional debut, she was pushed as a top star as she interrupted Cody Rhodes and mentioned that she'd be bringing Shaquille O'Neal to AEW. Do you remember that? That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The mixed tag, even I watched that bit. The mixed tag team match was supposedly, it was originally supposed to feature Brandy Rose, who was pulled from the match due to a pregnancy. AEW put Red Velvet in the match in March 2021. Shaq and Jade went over it in the match. Cargill is now the TBS champion and is still booked as a dominant force after beating Ruby Soho to become the inaugural champion in January 2022 on Dynamite. Her last title defense came against two local wrestlers on Friday's episode of Rampage. Cargill is slated to defend the title against Taya Valkyrie. Yay. We're going to go into the Double or Nothing card soon. A Double or Nothing pay-per-view next Sunday.
Double or Nothing coming up. I forgot they're all next week.
Yeah, we've got Night of Champions on the Saturday and then Double or Nothing on the Sunday, which I can't stay up for because I've got to be up early on the Monday to go to the airport. So I'll have to watch it on the plane if I can, or when I get to the hotel. AEW touted this morning that Cargill has now reached 500 days as the TBS champion and remains undefeated at 60-0. I love her, mate. I absolutely love her.
Do you know what? I do like her, but I feel like she's come in.
She's got a face as Zendaya, and I think that's why I love her.
She's got a face what?
Like Zendaya, and I love Zendaya. Zendaya's perfect, mate.
Oh, mate, whatever. I wouldn't let Dana Brooke hear you saying that. But
Dana was on Raw the other week. I was well chuffed. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
So for me, Jade's good. I like Jade. But I think she's come in and she's had that title pretty much put on her waist since the day she walked through the door. It would be good to see her drop it. Do a Britt Baker. Britt Baker's done it. So Britt Baker was, the face of the female division for long enough. She's dropped it now and she's doing work to help the division. And that's where my new found respect and love for Britt's coming from. I like Britt. I like Britt anyway, but I've got a new level of respect for Britt, and I feel it could help Jade go forward if she's in this baddies thing with these other three. I don't know if she still was with Mark Sterling as their manager. Do a bit of
she still is.
Better work with them. No, drop the title. Not the Valkyrie though. Anybody but Valkyrie. Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale or them two are pretty much like a carbon copy of each other. Somebody like that, give them the the elevation that it could do. Obviously, getting them over against Jade, who's got this almighty run. or Thunder Rosa, if Jade's going to be on Collision, whatever. But yeah, I think it could do. I think it's time now to drop the title, do a little bit more work elsewhere now, putting people over a bit, or helping establish the baddies or whatever they're called now, because it's got social outcasts. There isn't any other trios in the female division.
No, very true. Well, there is Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, and Akira.
Yeah, but Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker comes with Rebel, who never wrestles.
We'll move on to WWE in a minute. We've got one more. Matt Hardy is talking about reaching out to casual fans. He says it. I think it's something that's important, and that is done in a just smiling at me. And that is done in AEW. Jason Salanis, I think I've said that name right. I probably butchered it, but you know he's not important, so who cares? President of Turner Networks recently said we're doubling down on wrestling with AEW Collision, which gives fans 2 more hours every week. AEW's roster of talent has expanded so quickly that we felt we needed another night to bring our audience the epic rivalries, unforgettable matches, and stars that the fans love to watch. Adding Collision to our programming mix on TNT will allow us to satisfy the massive demand we felt from our hardcore fan base and be the ultimate complement to AEW Dynamite on TBS. On the latest Extreme Life on Matt Hardy podcast, Hardy was asked if he thinks AEW is only appealing to their hardcore audience and not enough to the casual audience. And Matt Hardy responded, that's a positive for AEW without a doubt, that the Turner folk are all about the hardcore pro wrestling fan base. The hardcore fan base, they're going to tune in each and every week, even if they complain about the show, even if they pretend to hate the show, whatever it may be, they're going to tune in because at the end of the day, they love pro wrestling. Those are the fans that you always have to appreciate because they're always going to be there. You know me, I'm a big advocate, especially after being around for 31 years. I do think to grow the pro wrestling fan base of AEW, I do think we need to appeal to some more casual fans who might not all be about just the wrestling, the 5-star matches. I think you can garner some fans and gain some fans by having characters that are on a journey that's extremely compelling. I think that's something that is important that is to be done in AEW. I'm not acting like it isn't done. It is done in AEW, but I still think that at the end of the day, AEW focuses on giving a great wrestling product when it's all said and done. I think it's cool that the people from Warner Media and Turner, they're leaning into that, and that's what they approve of. It's going to be exciting. Really excited to see Collision, see if it adds to the excitement around AEW or if it waters it down. It's going to be interesting. I believe my gut feeling tells me it's going to add to the excitement because I think it's going to be two different, pretty different rosters. The shows are going to look differently. I think we could get a deal where the shows are going to almost compete against one another. I think there's times when Raw and SmackDown seem very different and you're like, oh shit, like SmackDown is better than Raw or Raw is better than SmackDown. I think that kind of motivates everyone to work a little bit harder and be a little bit better. And I think that goes from in-ring superstars to the people behind creative, and the people booking the show and whatnot. So hopefully we have to have an effect from Dynamite and Collision. I think the casual fan base, and I'm speaking for myself here because I'm not going to sit here and pretend I watch AEW week in, week out. I'll look at the highlights. I'll read that. I'll read what happened on Dynamite and Rampage on the internet. I won't watch it. I'll watch the odd one when the card for me looks compelling and interesting. For me to sit there week in, week out, I don't want to say. It's not that I don't want to say. I want to see more storylines rather than just random matches thrown together, because you get that at Dynamite. Rampage is literally the main event thrown together with a few more stories thrown in. But for me to sit there week in, week out, I mean, we're going to get into Dynamite this week. What I watched from start to finish. I'm loving the Adam Cole Jericho storyline, Roderick Strong stuff. I'm absolutely loving that. I'm loving, and I can't believe I'm saying this, the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club storyline. And I actually got goosebumps when Adam Page came out because the crowd went fucking mental. And I went, yep, John was right. But them are the only two things I'm interested in. I'm not interested in anything else on the show when I watch it. And I won't be interested in all of it. I'm not going to sit and pretend I'm interested in everything Raw does. Or I'll watch everything SmackDown because I absolutely love SmackDown. I don't think it hardly puts a foot wrong. Hardly. There's things when I go, yeah, it could have been better. But altogether, SmackDown's a very good show. Raw, after the first hour and a half, I get bored. But I'll still watch it, and I think that's just because I'm a WWE mark. But I'll still fucking moan about it. I'm more interested in 2 storylines in AEW, and then that is really it.
So, for me, I swing between which one I watch more, and I've done. I think I've been very clear. So I've been watching AEW a lot more. Then I've been watching WWE recently because I just find WWE stuff right now. Barring the well, do you know what? Even the new championship, I found that very predictable. I find WWE stuff very, very predictable. And that's the thing. And obviously now AEW, as I've spoken to you, touched on there, they are running a storyline now. That's been so for a casual viewer. Adam Page coming with the Elite is like, oh yeah, it's massive. That storyline has been running since pretty much the first Dynamite. This love-hate relationship and fallout from them, for him to come back. So that's a big thing for me because I've watched it from before Dynamite was even named Dynamite. They literally had it. And I love the Combat Club. Every one of them, barring Wheeler Yuta, I don't get why he's in there, but then at the same point, they're helping get a fresh talent over. I'm good with that. And I think that match is going to be awesome. If there's anything like the Stadium Stampedes we've had in the past, I know it's called Anarchy in the Arena. If there's anything like the Stadium Stampedes, it's going to be mint. I'm enjoying the MJF, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Jack Perry stuff because they're superstars we've seen start from coming from the independents, getting their first go on TV because of the AEW being made, to now being headline wrestlers. You show me 4, maybe not MJF, but 3. Which we would record cruiserweights in WWE. 3 cruiserweights, 4 potentially with MJF, headlining the world title shot in WWE right now isn't going to happen. Isn't going to happen. Obviously, there's wrestlers there that I'm really interested in. Obviously, FTR's there. I couldn't give a shit about their storyline with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
No, that's another thing. Why is Karen Jarrett coming? I mean, we're getting to Dynamite, and I keep saying this, but yeah, we'll talk about that later.
No, but there's a lot of that. Yeah, you say Adam Cole, Jericho. For me, I'm not a big bothered about loads of storylines. I like watching the matches because there's that chance you're going to get 2 people that you like going against each other. And that creates a storyline. So Adam Cole, Chris Jericho, for example, big fans of both of them. And they've been put together in a storyline. And Roderick Strong's come into it. And obviously, Britt Baker's been involved with it. The Outsiders have been involved with it. The JAS has been involved in it. But I'm not asked about all that stuff. Well, I was a bit asked about when they attacked Britt Baker, and then they made that brutal T-shirt. But I'm more bothered about that. I'm getting an unsanctioned match between Adam Cole and Jericho. Where in WWE, mate, right now, the title's the only thing I'm really interested in. And even then, I feel like it's still very, very predictable. Sami and Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns and Sikoa champions. I feel that it's predictable that Sami and Kevin's still going to win because Sikoa's going to turn on Roman. They teased it this week when he walked into him. Rhea's not really doing anything with that title. I'm bored of Bianca. And I'm no offense to Bianca. Bianca's a great wrestler. I'm just bored of her title run. Gunther's great, but let's realistic. The people that's left now from lose that title to, who's left? So I just feel, yeah. So right now I'm back on the AEW curve. And Zoe said to me actually last night, says, which one are you more excited? What are you more excited about? All In, All Money in the Bank, All In. I am more excited about All In than I am Money in the Bank. And that's the
thing.
It's preference. This is why I feel. This is what annoys me when you have these wrestling fans that I'm only WWE, AEW shit, T-shirt company, or just AEW, WWE shit. We've got so much variety out there. We're not even including stuff like the conversation is only ever WWE and AEW, but Impact. I don't watch Impact, and that's really because I find it hard to watch it. and I can watch it on the website that I've given Matt. But I watch a lot of my wrestling when I'm working now as well, so I just like to press play and let it go. I don't want to have to keep putting different parts on. So I believe Impact's turning over good stuff right now, but they're never going to be in the conversation of AEW and WWE until they get a big buyout. ROH, what I've caught of ROH, it's been good, but it's only on an online streaming service. They don't get shown on TV. Then you've got your smaller companies. New Japan, I haven't watched anything in New Japan for a long time. Sorry, I watched Wrestle Kingdom, but that's because of the matches that were on the card. But you've got like that and stuff, and if you really want to, you've got your MLW, you got your GCW, NWA. You know, there's companies out there, and this, I feel WWE appeals to the casual viewers more because it's easy to pick up and go. Their wrestlers are more famous, so everybody knows who Roman Reigns is. Everybody knows who. I do apologize. You just heard my wife shouting. Her football team's playing again today.
Have they scored?
Yeah, they scored again.
Yes.
Everybody knows who Seth Rollins is. Everybody, and if you don't, they're going to know soon because breaking news: he's in the new Captain America movie or TV series.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've got here.
Yeah, so sorry to steal that from you, but he's going to be getting put on a higher pedestal. Cody Rhodes is the most famous wrestler right now in the world. You know, anything research wrestling up or WWE up, Cody Rhodes' face is going to pop up. AJ Styles, he's known by everybody because of where he's been. So I feel that they get the casual wrestling fan more, and it's on more as well. If you look at over here, like granted, it's BT Sports. It's on the days it's shown in America and live. It's on BT Sports in the UK them days. So Monday night, Tuesday night, Friday night,
and then it's shown in between as well.
It's shown in between. Where AEW, it's Dynamite in America on Wednesday. We don't get it till Friday.
You can watch it live on the Wednesday night though.
Yeah, if you want to pay for fight and all that sort of stuff.
No, on ITV4, I've got it recorded. ITV4, it's live.
On a Wednesday?
Yeah, on Wednesday night. It's always been like that.
Sorry, mate, I'm going to have to investigate this.
That's fine. I stopped recording because I was down. It was coming on and I wasn't even watching it, so I stopped recording.
So I have my recording set up, so Wednesday. And I have done since the day it launched.
I think it's ITV4. Is it ITV4 that it's on?
Now let's try one of the other ones. Is it ITV maybe? Won't be ITV, will it?
I don't think it's ITV.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
I swear it was. Oh well. Don't know.
Yeah, but so we get it on delay. So by the time even us, I wouldn't call us hardcore wrestling fans. We're not casual. Yeah. We're not hardcore. We're not far off it because we don't always watch it every week. We don't always tune in. We'll catch the highlights, so we know where we're at with things. But to watch AEW, we're a week behind. And granted, they do have lesser known wrestlers, barring the obvious Mox, Bryan, Cesaro. I mean, even like Cesaro, people still call him Cesaro when now he's called Claudio and Jericho. I just think in the UK anyway, it's easy to be a casual fan of wrestling and watch WWE than it is AEW too. But for me right now, the product wise, in the swinging of my pendulum, I'm on it's at AEW right now. I am actually going to go watch because you've just reminded me talking about Matt Hardy before. I am going to watch this afternoon the Hardy compound match because I haven't watched it yet against Ethan Page, Big Will, Stokely, and I can't think what it's called. The other guy, and obviously it's the Hardy Boys and Barasaya in the compound. So I'm going to go watch. Oh, and Hook. I'm going to watch that because I haven't watched it yet. It's on my to watch list. But if I'm right, after next weekend, we're in Money in the Bank territory then, aren't we? The next PPV's Money in the Bank.
Yes.
So I will tune in now to WWE a lot more because I'm going to Money in the Bank. So I would like to know what's happened for when I get there. Same as always, I will watch Raw and SmackDown now in the next couple of weeks to keep up with it. But I'm waiting to see. I've just, obviously I'm looking at the Double or Nothing's card, mate, and I've got the Night of Champions card up. If I could only watch one this week, it would be Double or Nothing, because I find the card so far is it's got more draw to it for me. And that, once again, because that's what they've got matches that I'm interested in now.
Yeah, of course. There's only been 5 matches announced for thing. It's next weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's another thing that annoys me about the WWE, but we'll get to that soon. Yeah, so moving on to WWE. There's only a few things, and then we can talk about Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Double or Nothing Night Champions. So if you watch SmackDown, not the spoilers, because I do know what happens next week, and it looks really good. But because obviously it was recorded because they're in Saudi Arabia next Friday. Cameron Grimes did a backstage interview with the new woman. I forgot her name. Mackenzie, I think her name is. And there are several people backstage in WWE that want Cameron Grimes pushed. Now, originally when he got moved from NXT in November, I think it was, he lost a match and he was never seen on NXT again. He was supposed to be getting in shape, and then he was supposed to be on Raw or SmackDown, and he never was. Although WWE didn't do anything with him for months, he sat on the sidelines waiting on creative to come up with something for him. Those in the company are still strongly behind Cameron Grimes. In December, Grimes was reportedly going to be called up to the main roster after he was had his last match in November. Oh, it was November in NXT TV, where he lost to Joe Gacy. However, WWE waited until the draft to do so, and he was placed on SmackDown. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reported several WWE higher-ups, including Triple H, were said to have been fans of his work and saw potential in him on the main roster. The report noted that several agents and producers have also spoken highly of Grimes' work after working with him in the past, whether that be in NXT or elsewhere. A long-time WWE employee told Fightful that they saw Grimes as a slam dunk because he could work with a number of styles. So it looks like Cameron Grimes is going to get a push, whether that's to the US title against Theory soon.
Cameron Grimes I can't think what he was called when he was in Impact. He was brilliant. Yeah, I can't think what he's called. He was good. I like Cameron Grimes. With the right character on him, he'd be great. I don't know if I like, because they did him as like the $1 Million Man story sort of thing, and winning money just
Trevor
like they
Lee.
did with Corbin.
Sorry, he was in Impact.
Trevor Lee, yes. But yeah, they did the same sort of storyline for him and Corbin, like winning big. And obviously Corbin's lost it and stuff, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see because I do like him.
Yeah, he beat obviously Corbin in his first match within 2 seconds.
Did you notice Corbin was wearing shorts again in the Battle Royale?
No.
Just slightly off. So the Battle Royale for the number one contendership against Gunter, he was wearing boxer style shorts instead of his pants. And remember we spoke a couple weeks ago about the Lone Wolf. I read a thing that he's actually trying to get the Lone Wolf character back, but obviously with the new twists that he's developed.
That means it's sick.
I remember, and obviously the shorts literally just made me think of when he had his denim cut shorts and the long hair. I thought, are they actually going to give us the Lone Wolf back?
Yeah, that'd be great. I hope so.
He need to do something. He deserves something because of how hard he fucking works. He deserves something.
And he's always had the US title. It's mental.
Yeah.
He's mental that he's always had that and he's had nothing else. Reports came out this week that Randy Orton could possibly be done with wrestling. Injuries. Most recent injury is the one that's kept him more than a year now. It's the longest he's ever been without making an appearance on WWE TV. His dad, Bob Orton, said that it's more in line of 80-20 at the moment, whether he return 80 being 80%, it looking like he doesn't. Teddy Long doesn't think WWE's Randy Orton will return in the ring at all. Either he said Randy. This was on Sportskeeda's YouTube segment with Teddy Long. He said, Randy, he's kind of hot-headed, and I think I've seen that in the past, but recently, I've had a chance to see Randy, and Randy has certainly become a family man now. I don't see that hot-headed in him that he used to have. I think he's calmed down and understands what it means to be alive. I can't count it out. You know how this business is to some people. They've got it in the blood. They just got to do it. I think Randy would do the smart thing, and I think that the doctor is telling him not to come back. I don't think he will. I mean, I don't know. This is just me saying it, but like I said, I think he's pretty level-headed now, and he understands. If I were him, I would go to maybe NXT, take a job there, help some of those young kids and show them the right way. Randy Orton is another guy that knows how this works. That's where you've got to have people like him, Shawn Michaels or Terry Taylor. Those guys that are down there, they know how this works, and that's who those guys need to learn from people that know what they're doing. Randy is one of those people, and if Randy was smart, I would take that. That'd be easy, and plus he's giving back to the business, and you can watch what you've done. If you've helped some of the young kids out, you can sit back and watch them be proud of your work. Be shame, man. Be shame to go out the way he has done.
Absolutely, and we're just getting good with him, and he's RK bro, and I was, we were getting into that. It was good. Yeah, and do you know what everybody says about the John Cena toppling Flair's title numbers?
Yeah, no, I always wanted it to be him.
It could, we still had the opportunity if he comes back and he does it. I think if he does come back, that's what WWE should move on to. Yeah. Get him to take over Flair's title reigns. And if he has only got a short time left for him, at least he's leaving a massive. Well, he's not going to leave a massive stamp in the world of wrestling anyway, but even bigger one. And I know we're talking about Randy Orton and his injuries, but because he was tag team partners with Riddle. Did you see Riddle's Instagram post this week?
Oh, was it? Did he have a thong on or something on the beach? Was it that one you're talking about?
Yeah. Come on, Riddle, man. Sort your life out.
What he's put something on it though, Annie. That's a nod to something. Because someone put it in the comments. What's it? What's the caption on it?
Down here in Miami, and it's a beautiful sunny day without a cloud or a helicopter in sight.
Oh no! What it is on the picture in the there's a shadow on his leg of where his groin is.
Yes.
And the people, and where he's put on the caption he's put down there or something. Everyone in the comments is like, "We know what you've done
down here."
So, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. No, come on, Riddle, man. You're an ex-UFC fighter. You're wearing your girlfriend's bikini on the beach.
Hey, you got tan everywhere. You've got tan everywhere.
You don't see Conor
in Benidorm a week on Monday.
I don't want the pictures, by the way.
So if you're in Benidorm, you see me, I'll have my phone gone. No, I won't really. I call the lads. It's a stag do like that. I can't do that. Honest to God. No one wants to see this in a mankini. Moving on to Bray Wyatt. He's not listed on WWE's internal roster. Obviously, we know he's dealing with some sort of illness. We don't know what it is, whether it's mental or physical. We've not been told anything. It was previously reported in March that Wyatt is dealing with an illness. Wyatt disappeared from television months ago, and his storyline that included Bo Dallas's Uncle Howdy has stopped. This caused WWE to scrap plans for Wyatt to wrestle Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania 39. He was recently seen in public and seen to be in good spirits. There's a link where you can see a photo of him. It was recently reported that Wyatt is no longer listed on WWE's internal roster, including a group of injured/inactive stars, and nothing new was to report regarding his status other than Bray is up to management and him. WrestleVolt also reports that Logan Paul, R-Truth, and others are also listed on the unassigned WWE's internal roster. So he's obviously still part of the company, but he's not been put anywhere because of what's going on with him. Because if R-Truth's there, Alexa Bliss will be there as well. Carmella, because she's not. She's off at the moment.
I believe they're getting a writer in just for him.
Good.
I read that somewhere they're on a hire writer just for him, and I think that's what he needs.
Yeah.
Someone that understand him as well. I don't think he's ever always been released. I don't think he has. I just think right now they've done what. It's hard to book if they want to keep holding out who Uncle Howdy is, Bo Dallas. It's going to be hard to book him, and I don't think there's anybody really. I don't think there's anybody who can really get involved with this weird storyline right now. Any decent stars pretty much tied up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I could think could Bray come back in next weekend and Clash Champion and cost Seth the title because they've got history, and we get a Seth Bray Wyatt storyline going for a bit. I don't know.
No, and it's best that I feel like it's best that way, because if you throw like the Bobby Lashley storyline that was going to happen at WrestleMania, it was thrown together last minute. I'd rather him take this time, sort himself out mentally, because we know he suffers with his mental health. It's very well reported. But I'd rather this happen. They get someone in to sort his writing out and his story and whatever they're going to do going forward, rather than throwing him to something. He gets hate for it. Yeah. And then it goes from there. So I prefer the way they're doing it.
One thing I think they need to definitely do, though, when they do bring him back, is we need to know who Uncle Howdy is.
Yeah, I think that needs to be put out there.
That needs to be one done quick. Not quick, but done as early possible. And then you can start teasing the other. Well, we were meant supposedly with who are still going to get the White
Five, a White Six. Sorry, yeah.
Tease the rest of them. They were teasing Bliss, but obviously Bliss has got her own stuff going on right now. I think that doesn't help either when they've got plans for them, and key characters in that storyline have their own issues, problems, health.
Yeah.
Because I know, but I think Bliss is taking time off because she had, like I said to you the other week, she had melanoma on her face removed and stuff like that. So she's taking a bit of time away. And whoever else, we don't know who else was planned for it. The other two that were rumoured, they're in ROH again.
Yeah. We thought they were going to be a part of it, didn't we?
Yeah. They're following Stu Grayson, the Dark Order and Ring of Honor. So it looks like they're trying to steal Stu Grayson because he's just returned back to AEW and Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Another person that's not been seen on WWE since WrestleMania is Drew McIntyre. We know that he's at a stalemate with his contract. He's not happy with the creative direction of his character and where it's going. And there's speculation that he's asked for his release and that he could potentially be in an All-In in Wembley. It's reported that there's still no word on Drew McIntyre's WWE contract situation. His return to television is starting to become more clear. McIntyre has been in headlines a lot over the last month coming out of WrestleMania, not only due to his disappearance from TV, but also his long-term future with the company. The belief is that McIntyre is not happy with creative direction of his character. As previously reported, both sides are far apart from terms of a new deal, as his existing contract expires later this year. Although not confirmed, there's a good chance that WWE will add time to his deal to make up for the time he's been out with an injury, as he hasn't been seen since WrestleMania 39, where he worked a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus and Gunther. As for speculation that he could show up at AEW All-In at Wembley, his contract expires after the date of the event, preventing him from showing up there. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that figuring out creative for McIntyre is holding up his return. Once both sides agree on something, he'll be back. Meltzer wrote, at this point, McIntyre's return is basically more a creative issue regarding what they want, what he wants, and when they agree to it. It was added that McIntyre, to the best of our knowledge, he's not asked to leave, but they have not agreed on a new deal. According to WWE's internal roster listing, McIntyre was slotted as the third top babyface on Raw. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think they'll agree with his contract terms. I don't think he's going to go anywhere, mate.
I think McIntyre is one of the ones that's obviously has issues with not issues. Sorry, that's the wrong word. His planning and stuff, and his storylines, they've all been stalled because they slapped them two titles around Roman's waist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's one of the ones. There's obviously more potentially there as well. Like Gunther, there's another one. Obviously, Gunther's had this massive and long reign of the Intercontinental title. Now, if Roman didn't have both titles on it, I could have seen Gunther in a title picture with Drew.
Yeah.
Going back and forth, Drew, them two, and Sheamus again, but this time the next level. I feel as well like Sheamus getting that Intercontinental title. I think it hasn't happened because they don't have nothing for Gunther because they don't want to put Gunther against Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I think that's what's holding on. Don't get me wrong. I will absolutely buzz it all in if he turns up. I absolutely would do, but I still want him to have that fairy tale ending that he deserves. He won that world title in front of an empty crowd. He deserves that title, and bring him back, let him win Money in the Bank and cash in on Roman.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking then, could he show up at Night of Champions? And obviously Seth wins, and then he's there. It's the Claymore turns heel, and then you've got a perfect story to give the title to Drew. Why Seth goes and does Captain America. And
Well, I
once
believe
he's done
he's
with
finished.
Captain America, comes back.
I believe he's finished that shooting.
Oh, I don't know. There's a report here that he's set to miss some time due to it.
I believe that's now. So if you watch the next couple this week and last week, he's only done video promos. He's not there live.
Oh, I don't know.
We won't know until it's happening. But yeah, I think that there was also something floating about Seth. Obviously, they're a bit still unsure whether he's actually going to win it because of his interest in him from Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So
they shot themselves in the foot, kind of, then, though. Because then if AJ wins it, they've got to move the OC and AJ over to Raw.
No, which wouldn't be a problem. Because the OC
and
AJ...
But then you're moving a full faction.
But if they're playing around with these women's titles and they potentially move them...
But Judgment Day, but then we're going to get LWO on fucking Judgment Day again, aren't we?
We're getting LWO on Judgment Day right now. Fucking anyway.
I don't want to see that. No, but what I'm saying is if they move factions, Rhea Ripley's got the SmackDown Women's title. If you move Judgment Day over, you've got the LWO versus... LWO will probably start feuding with Judgment Day because it's a feud that they know they can rely on. And then we're seeing that for the next 5 months. And I don't want, as much as I like Dom, I don't want to see Dom and Ray. I've already done it too now, yeah. I don't want to see Ray and Dom.
No, I agree.
Again.
I agree. It's done. That storyline, that thing is done now. They can't just keep bringing it back up. If they want to bring it up again, bring it up towards the end of the WrestleMania season where he gets his ass slapped again. But it's done now. We can't. Yeah, have them call them out if they do bump into each other. But it's done. The only thing I can see is obviously how well Selena Vega did at Backlash. I can see her getting a push in one of her title scenes. Mm-hmm. And if she wins the female Money in the Bank, goes against Rhea. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's thing in it. I think it's Raquel Gonzalez that's winning that. But we'll do our predictions the week I get back from Benadryl, and we'll talk about Money in the Bank. We'll move on to Gunther. The Ring General, as Ludwig Kaiser likes to say. I don't know whether you are, obviously we have TikTok. If you don't know, we have TikTok. I've done a TikTok today.
And Facebook.
I've done a TikTok today.
If they didn't know, if they go on the TikTok, they'll see this. But wait, did you see that TikTok the other day that Dwayne Johnson, The Rock's favorite podcast to work out, is us?
It's us. I did not know that. Did he tell you?
Yeah, he sent me a text. He's like, guys, podcast gets me through these tough workouts. And he says he goes back and listens to the old ones as well. It's not just the new one. He listens to the new one when it comes out every week, but then he goes back and listens to the old ones.
Fair play to him. I can't blame him, to be quite honest with you. We are.
And he's over the moon now. He can have his pancakes and his Tijuana tequila while watching the podcast too.
Fair play. I don't know whether you can see this. I'm just going to because I've got you in a little box next to my camera so I know where I'm looking. But I don't know whether you can see. Oh, you can see my phone. Perfect. I have just done recently a new one. Oh yeah, I seen it this morning. Yeah, about the World Heavyweight Championship ranking. Don't know what's coming next. Go take a look. Comment on it. Let me know. But yeah, we're on TikTok. Anyway, don't know whether
don't ever put Jericho that low down again.
But I wanted Edge. Edge is my favourite wrestler.
Yeah, it was very clear from the beginning of the video. I think we might get Edge. I'll put Orton second. I think we're going to get Edge. I'll put Jericho third.
And was I right? I was right. We got Edge.
What would you
Edge goes top.
What would you have done if Triple H had come out?
Triple H. Hang on, instead of who?
instead of Orton.
Triple H would have gone second. Triple H would have gone first. Edge would have gone second.
It would have ruined your entire. You would have reshot that video until you got Edge one without Triple H. And Edge
Do you know what
together.
that was? And this is no word of a lie. That was one take. I actually did it, and I was well surprised I got Edge in it because you can't change it. Because when you're doing, sometimes you can change the people. Didn't have a clue. We got Del Rio, and then we got Hardy. And I'm like, we're gonna get Khali last. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna get Great Khali. I'm gonna have to put him top art. Great Khali is the best world heavyweight champion.
You would not have put him top because you would have re-recorded it. So you got...
but if he would have come, I would have re-recorded it. But that was a one take, and I was so chuffed. And then I got Jericho, and I went, John's not gonna be happy. John's not gonna be happy. I would have put Jericho second if I would have got Jericho before Orton. Jericho would have gone second. Edge goes top. He's held it longest, and he's absolutely amazing. Anyway. Gunther has been on an interview with Mike Jones of DC 101. Never heard of it in my life, but big up Mike Jones of DC 101 if you're listening. And if you are, then, advertisers. It was asked about a possible match with Roman Reigns. So this follows on from what you were just saying. And this is from the Lion's Mouth himself, the Ring General himself. He says, I think there's no rush with it. I think he's doing his thing right now, and I'm very focused on doing my thing. Didn't really have an urge to seek out that confrontation yet, but like you said, down the line, it's one of those matches fans are looking forward to. So he doesn't want to see it anytime soon either.
So
I think it's
was
right
actually reading something before I came on the podcast, and I kept it in my pocket just in case you brought up the Ring General.
Ring General.
Two things actually I remember from this week. This one's it's Ring General. But it's not along that lines. But they're apparently looking at adding Dragovich.
Oh yeah, Dragunov.
Yeah, to Imperium.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I wouldn't. Why put the guy that toppled Gunther in a stable where he is Gunther's bitch?
Because that doesn't matter anymore.
No, it really does.
No, it doesn't.
Bring him in and let him topple Gunther again. And create another storyline because it was brilliant. It was one of the only things in NXT UK that I actually watched.
Why are you not being a typical wrestling fan? Forget what happened in the past. It doesn't matter.
No.
When he gets to the main roster, it starts again.
He won't even be called Dragovich. He won't be called Ilya Dragovich because it's too hard for people to say in America.
Well, that's good because his name's Dragunov.
He'd be called Walter.
Imagine the ironic shit that'd go on there on Twitter. People would be fucking. I like Gunther better than Walter. I like Gunther
Walter to me,
better
mate.
than Walter.
I don't mind Gunther, and when he came out and explained the Gunther, I got on board with it. But he'll always be Walter to me, mate. He'll always be Walter.
Oh, no. I did like the Walter name, but I do like Gunther. Anyway, sorry.
But back to the Gunther thing. Rumor has it now, and you're the ones normally got the rumors and news, mate, not me. I normally took this.
I've not been in touch with my mate The Rock recently. You're the one that's been speaking to him, mate.
Well, it wasn't. I got this from the big guy, Hornswoggle.
Vince. Oh, that big guy.
The big guy. The Royal Rumble 24. The rumor has it that he's going to win it.
Good.
And he's going to have his selection between the Undisputed Universal Championship or the New World Heavyweight Championship. They're looking at putting him against Seth. Because obviously they're going to go down the lines of Cody going again.
Cody and
Roman again.
And Cody
yeah. So we could potentially have a long reign of Seth up to the Royal Rumble. And then him dropping the Gunther after that. I won't be angry at that. But let's have Gunther drop the title, the Intercontinental title, Intercontinental title, a little bit beforehand. Not like the week before Rumble. Give us a good run at a storyline of Gunther not having that title for a while. Like I said, Dragovich. Drop it to Dragovich. Bosh.
No, I agree. They need to do it right. And I think Triple H will. It's Gunther and he loves Gunther. It's his man. our guy Matt Cardona. Also, obviously, he has his own wrestling podcast, the Wrestling Major Wrestling Wicked podcast. Well, also, he also listens to ours.
Does he?
Yeah, if you not listened to his recent episode, I think he says it right at the end before he leaves. He says, "Catch the Wrestling Fellas on Spotify and YouTube."
Right.
So, listen to us and watch us.
Yeah.
He lists his conditions for a return to WWE. This has just literally come onto the news website as we've been talking. So this is literally recent. So join an interview with Barstool Wrestling. I hate Barstool Sports. Can't stand them, only because of Arsenal fans, but we'll move. Matt Cardona listed his conditions for a WWE return. So he got asked when he re-debuting with WWE, and he put when the two C's have to be right: cash and creative. Is there an amount of cash that can make creative not matter as much? Not for me. Not for me. And talking to former WWE star Steph D. Lander that he works with on the Indies, he said she needs to come along as well. So Matt Cardona also commented on Cody Rhodes losing to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I could have seen it going either way. I'm not the booker. I would have made him the champ, but I see the long game. It's like if Austin didn't win at WrestleMania 14, I definitely wanted Cody to win because my friend and I told him to go back to WWE. So I'll say that again because I just said that all wrong. I definitely wanted Cody to win because he's my friend and I told him to go back to WWE. I do like Roman. He's killing it. He's the fucking man. So even Matt Cardona thinks Roman Reigns is the man. I'm getting fed up with him. I'm not going to lie. I am actually getting fed up with him on SmackDown. It's pissing me off now.
For me, Cardona to return to WWE now, he is not a mid-card pitcher.
No, he's not.
He is not a mid-card pitcher. He is a main eventer, world title holder.
He's Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, he is. He is the heel to Cody Rhodes' babyface.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
That would be absolute. You know what? I'm just thinking of that now. Long term, like, could that be? Could that be this generation of wrestling fans, this era we're in now? Could that be the Rock and Triple H?
Yeah,
the Austin McMahon, the Cena Orton, Cena Edge, Cena everybody,
Cena and everyone.
Yeah, could you know what I mean? Could his return, him being a heel, Cody staying as a babyface, could that be the long term storyline that Raw needs? Maybe, yeah, Raw, SmackDown,
probably Raw. Raw probably needs it more.
But think of the promos between him and Seth.
Oh, it'd be sick. Him and Seth.
Yeah, I'd even bring back Brian Myers, even though he said he's not going to ever go back. But bring back in, have the Major Brothers.
Yeah, it'd be mint. We can only wish. Oh shit. So Cody Rhodes. We're speaking about Cody Rhodes. He's mentioned Roman Reigns at WWE live event and makes promise to the fans in attendance. So in the main event of WWE Saturday Night Live event in North Carolina. I'm just gonna say that because I don't even know. Cody Rhodes defeated Finn in a street fight. After the match, Cody commented on Unified Universal Champion Roman Reigns not showing up after being incorrectly advertised. So if you're not aware, Roman was advertised for the show, but he was never meant to be there. It was never in the plans. The arena got a bit excited and started putting random names onto it, and Roman's was one of them, which sold tickets. My theory is that the reason that Roman Reigns didn't want to be here is because he's afraid of me, and that theory also extends to my opponent, the Night Champions, Brock Lesnar. I'll make you a promise. The next time I come back here, my promise is this. I hope to have defeated Brock Lesnar, not once, but twice. I don't think he is. I think we're going to get a third match at SummerSlam. I think he's going to be in the Money Bank match, and Brock gets involved and takes him out. I also hope that I'll be wearing some gold around my waist. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, I think Brock's winning at Night Champions.
Yeah, we're
going to get a third match,
a rubber match.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't watched that Backlash match still properly.
It was okay. It was nothing major. The crowd were dead after the Bad Bunny and Priest match.
Yeah, I think it's the booked it the wrong way around. The way the shows were went, Priest and Bad Bunny should have been the main event.
Yeah,
because they called it the co-main event and it was third to last.
yeah, it was.
So that's named co-main event. Um, but I believe obviously he got bled and all that sort of stuff. I'll probably go back and watch it this week maybe. I just, do you know what? I don't think I'd say this, but I'm bored right now. I'm bored of the Brock Lesnar Cody stuff. If you're not going to put him in the title picture, have him working with like this week. I believe that is it Monday night or is it gone already? Have I missed it? Where Kev Owens and Sami Zayn need a third man.
Yeah, it's on Monday. It's going to be Ali, isn't it?
It should be Cody.
Why?
Because after you know, and he's got nothing going on, but put Cody in it. So because he's got ties with them anyway. He was part of them getting back together.
Oh, I thought it meant with Imperium. I was like, what's he got to do with Imperium?
No, with
Yeah,
Kevin
with Kevin and
Sammy.
It's going to be Ali because Ali's against Gunther.
Yeah, it's an absolute point in parents. No connection there at all. But
Honest
yeah,
to
no,
God, we'll get into that soon. So,
but yeah, so like I say, I don't even think when if Seth wins the title or AJ wins the title, I don't even think we're gonna have a storyline with him going after that belt because it's solely focused on him toppling Roman Reigns. If that's the case, make the jump to SmackDown.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, if that's going to happen, then you can possibly move AJ over, and then he can win the title. Be decent enough swap main eventer for main eventer kind of thing. So we do have an issue at the moment with SmackDown and Fox. Apparently, Fox are not happy with SmackDown. So Nick Khan got asked if they could move SmackDown to a different station. And he got asked about Amazon Prime and potentially going on there because American football's on there. Sorry, Thursday Night Football's on there, and it does very well for ratings.
Right.
So he said we like broadcast, but if you look at what Amazon has done with Thursday Night Football, and folks can say the viewership is down, it's worked because it keeps people engaged in Prime, and obviously they won out and got a high-priced, capable broadcast team. They're having NBC produce it because obviously it needed to look great. If they're going to have big programming, it's worked great for them. What we believe Amazon is looking to do is they want to have program nights of the week, different nights of the week. If you look at Pac-12, if you were advising the Pac-12, I don't even know what half of this means, but yeah, go full on Amazon. Yes, you may get smaller viewership, but if you can get the right deal in the right place, which is primarily West Coast, you can do East Coast primetime games. So in other words, he's saying that potentially SmackDown could go on there on Thursdays, change the date from Friday to Thursday, and go on just before the Thursday Night Football. But then the way I'm looking at it is, if you've not got Prime, I mean, it won't matter to us because it'll be on BT anyway.
Well, will it?
Yeah.
Because TNT Sports.
No, but the deal expands for, is it 7 years they've got with BT now?
Oh, right, okay.
So
say because that's going to TNT Sports, isn't it, in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, it already is TNT Sports. It comes up as soon as it says BT powered by TNT.
All right, so they've got that in there, but it'll fully fledged be TNT, and then obviously TNT in America's got Dubs.
Yeah. So, I'm not going too much into this, but we know Seth Rollins is filming for Captain America: The New World Order, and the movie is slated to be released on May the 3rd, 2024. Although Rollins is the heavy favourite to beat Styles to become the World Heavyweight Champion, it's not a lock-in at the moment. As previously reported, Rollins is the number one guy for Triple H, but if Rollins doesn't win the match, it'll be because they're telling a longer story. In the latest edition of Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that Rollins will be off next week. So yeah, it is what you were talking about. He will be off this. He was off this week's. He will be off next week's Raw because he's filming the movie. Although not confirmed, he'll likely be on the post-night edition, Night of Champions edition of Raw. I still think he's winning it. I don't think AJ's winning.
Yeah, it's all settled for him. But then again, are they going to throw us all a low blow, a curveball there because we all expect it and put AJ in as the champion?
Potentially.
I'm not gonna be angry. I'm not gonna be angry either way, mate. I'm really
No, I
not.
wouldn't. No, I
The only
wouldn't.
person, there's only other like when we spoke about it before, there was only one other person that I would like to be in that picture frame, and I feel he deserves it, and that would be Finn. The guy's still working, mate, with 17, 15 staples in his fucking head.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
And he never got that title shot from after losing his Universal title.
Very true.
So I mean that was the only one I win it. We've talked about it. Like, we talked about it on the podcast that he didn't go out. He's the only one when that bracket came out was the only thing that disappointed me with doing triple threats, and you seen who he was up against. He's just like, yeah, Finn's not winning this. He's not. But no, it should be good. I've got a little bit of a news for you.
Okay.
I'm surprised you've not had it. So apparently we have a release date for AEW Fight Forever.
We do.
Yeah, and apparently my friend was the reason it's been held up recently.
Well, yeah, and then they released a screenshot. Someone released a screenshot of Punk on it, and it looks fucking dreadful. We know the game's not supposed to be like 2K anyway, but I mean, Punk looks nothing like Punk.
I'd make him look a pile of shit anyway.
No, I think everybody fucking would. But, well,
it's slated for a June release.
Yeah, on the Xbox Game Pass, innit?
So that's not even like full-fledged everywhere.
No, I've been on the PlayStation Network literally before PlayStation Store literally before we came on, and it still says just announced, and then it says coming soon. So it's just going to be on Game Pass first, I think.
I might have to borrow somebody's Game Pass and play on my laptop.
I've got my PC, so I've got Game Pass. If you want to borrow it, you can use it.
Yeah, I might have to sign in somebody's because I'm not paying for it again just to play that. My little sister's boyfriend's got it. Joe, if you're listening, because I do know he listens to these every now and then. I will be coming and ask for your Game Pass sign in soon.
I have it just to play Football Manager. So
yeah, but yeah, so we're looking at getting that. Yes, I've seen the screenshots. It doesn't look great. But I'm still hyped that I'm going to be able to play a game with the Young Bucks and Kenny in it. And all I'm going to throw back to is the TNA game, the first one.
No, I enjoyed that as well, the TNA game, to be fair.
It got slated by a lot of people because it graphically was different from WWE games.
And the entrances weren't full, they were half.
Yeah, I loved that game.
Yeah,
that would come into the same bracket for me as Here Comes the Pain.
I won't put it that far.
No, I enjoyed it that much. I've probably played that more than I played the WWE game at that time because I really enjoyed it because it was different. It wasn't the same stuff, and now I'll get the WWE, the AEW when it comes out, and I'll probably play it to the death. And that's because it's gonna be something different. Because
definitely.
Played WWE 2K for what now? Every year, barring 21. Yeah, we didn't get one 21.
Did it release one in 2021?
Yeah, so every year, barring 2021, we've had a WWE 2K game or a WWE here SmackDown versus Raw, whatever. Better competition, new wrestlers. Should be good. If there's anything
man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that like Jericho looks great, Britt Baker looks great, Kenny Omega and Adam Cole and stuff. The models I've seen are all fine, and it is a nod to No Mercy. Just CM Punk looked awful. It's the only model I've seen that they've gone half-assed with. It looks like what you can't blame
because he's probably been pulled in and out. That's what I think. I don't obviously they didn't go into great detail with what the article I read and why he's held it up. There's them and the age restriction. They've had to pull stuff to get it into the team bracket. So
John Moxley won't be bleeding every single fucking game.
If you talk about the bleed button on Moxley,
imagine.
You literally just press Y and he starts bleeding.
Are you hitting with something that comes up? Do you want him to bleed?
Like the old maximum sweat. WWE figures we squeeze the arms, they sweat. You just press R and he starts bleeding.
Imagine.
The more you tap, it, the more blood came pouring out.
Every time you hit with something, all the blood just goes.
Yeah,
And everybody else, it's just a little trickle.
Yeah, I'm a Mox fan. You know what I am, and I normally bite at you when you make comments like that, but he does bleed too much.
He just bleeds so fucking
much. Mate, and they've got Anarchy in it. They got an Anarchy in the arena match. Oh my
God! I
can
think about how many pints of blood he's going to lose in that match.
How many cleaners are going to have the wall behind him mopping it up?
In it. Oh my God, man. So we did do a podcast last week. However, because of the way I've been this week, I've not edited it. So
and technical issues as well.
Well, yeah, to be fair, I've had my mental health, and then the thing I use, Shotcut, keeps locking up as I'm doing it. So I need to find a new one to do, which I'm going to do.
The recording was done in 2 parts, and it froze here and there.
So decided to switch itself off. Yeah, we had a mail last week. Anyway. But we'll touch on Backlash. We'll touch on it. We won't go into it. We'll just touch on it.
Uncle Dave's ratings up.
You've got Dave ratings up. Cool. So I'll tell you what. Well, for the first time ever, we'll do it the other way around. You do Dave, because I've watched Backlash. I've watched it through, and I loved it. So I'll tell you what rating I'd probably give it, and we'll see what Dave did at the same time.
Yeah, I think on the podcast that's sitting on there waiting to be done, I think I give my ratings based on what I remember. But that was on when I was going through my bad time, so that's why I didn't tune into it properly.
Yeah.
So right,
I enjoyed the show. I didn't. Yeah. I'll just go over it there quick. I enjoyed the show from what we were, because we said it in the one we've not released. We wasn't expecting anything from this pay-per-view. It was literally thrown together. Some storylines were even storylines that we just got through, like Rollins and Omos just got thrown together. So we weren't expecting from it, but
if you go back and listen to our pre pay-per-view, because we can't pay-per-views, not PR.
Backlash predictions one.
If you go back to watch or listen to our previous podcast where we do predictions, we normally have a good chat. I'd say probably 50% of the pod that week is about the shows. This one, we literally give it like about 10 minutes tops. We skip through it, give it quick picks and whatnot in, stuff like that. But yeah, so what I remember of it was a good show. Certain matches stole the show, which we'll go through in a minute when we did the ratings.
Made it amazing.
The crowd were up there. Still don't beat Clash Castle's crowd. I'm just putting it out there.
No.
Because I was in it.
We were in it.
Yeah, we were.
We.
So I'm gonna just go. I'm not doing it in the order the show is, man. I'm gonna go in the order that Uncle Dave's put it out there. So first match on his list is Riddle, Owens, Zayn versus Solo and the Usos.
Match went on far too long, and it already got good at the end. Is that what does he do it out of? You know more than me. You do this.
1 to 5, but then he does the points, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
But I think his points he does in quarters.
I'd give
it a 3.75.
Yeah, it dragged on a bit, and it only got good at the end.
It was an okay. What I remember, it was okay.
Solo and Jay. Yeah.
There's two other matches which come later in his list that outshine everything.
Oh, absolutely, showing it. Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar.
Fucking hell, 2.
He's given it a 3.75.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I give it a 2, I wasn't interested in the match whatsoever because we were all expecting Cody to walk out of WrestleMania. Well, you lot were. I wasn't expecting to walk out of WrestleMania as the champion. I just didn't like the match. I liked it because it started bleeding. I thought, John Moxley's here. And then it turns out it was Brock Lesnar. But yeah, I give it a 2. I weren't interested in the match. After the Bad Bunny Priest match, I wasn't asked.
Yeah, it was booked the wrong way around. Bad Bunny and Priest should have been the final match that night. Rhea Ripley's Zelina Vega. No, I don't. Ooh. If I'm marking this, he's been harsh on this match.
Am I doing it on match quality or just the emotion of it? I'd give it a 2.5.
So I would give that a 3 just because I would take in consideration that all The quality of the match, it wasn't the greatest match, but the emotion of that match gets the quality, but the emotion then brings it over. So I'd give it a 3.
Do you know what? 3. I'd give it a 3. I would give it a 3. I would push him with a 3. Yeah, I can see why though. He's just gone for the match itself, which was 7 minutes.
But then this doesn't get me, and this annoys me a little bit. Seth Rollins against Omos.
It wasn't actually that bad, to be fair. Rollins made Omos look amazing. It was 10 minutes long. It was better than Cody Lesnar, which says something. I'd probably give it a 3.2.
So he's give that a 3. Now I wouldn't disagree at a 3, but I wouldn't put it Selena Ripley below it. I'd put it either on par or a little bit ahead.
Oh yeah, because I didn't think this is why you do this and I don't. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And this next one, Theory, Lashley, Reed.
Oh, okay, 0 because I didn't even watch it because I didn't even know it was there. I had to go.
Give it a 2.5.
Yeah, I'd give it a 1. I didn't even watch it.
As I say, it'd be my 1% club, a 1-star club.
Yeah.
Probably 1.25 maybe if I'm being kind.
6 minutes 50 for a triple threat match that had 2 monsters in it. Yeah, okay then.
Yeah. And then we got to the opening match, which for me set the atmosphere at the right point.
Yeah.
But then obviously we sort of went like that, and then we went like that, and then we went like that again. It was Bianca Belair, Io Shirai. I had no expectations for this match at all, mate.
Neither did I. 4.5.
4.25. I would give it a solid 4.5 as well, mate. That match was amazing. It was a great match, and it just done wonders for Io.
You broke up then. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
So it was a great match. It done wonders for Io.
What did he give it?
4.25.
Yeah, it was quality. I really enjoyed it.
Then
what's annoyed me is Bailey cost Io that, but we've had nothing from that since. And now they're teaming together on Raw.
It's going to come. That's the storyline that's coming. It's coming. That one definitely.
But we've had nothing since it though.
No. Then now the match should have been the main event because of how good it was, how hyped up the crowd was for it. Bad Bunny against Damian
5.
Priest. You give it 4.5.
I give it a 5, mate. The crowd.
No, it would be there, same for me, mate. Absolutely. Well, 4.9, 4.5 there. The crowd was amazing.
Yeah. We sang to his song. I know we sang to Edges and I cried all the way through it. But they sang like it was a concert with his tune. It was mental. And then you had the surprise return of Carlito, which no one knew. It was all a surprise. Savio Vega, we knew he was there anyway because he was shown previously on backstage stuff. But it was done perfect. And Damian Priest came out of that looking amazing for what he did for Bad Bunny.
It's done great for Priest. Bad Bunny has clearly put his work in. It's give Priest that extra step now he needs, but we'll see what comes from that. And the crowd was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good match, and he's come out recently, Bunny, and said he felt like he was going to die during it, because it hurt that much.
Oh really?
But he just kept going. Yeah, he said it hurt that much doing it, and he felt like he could die at any point, but he had to keep going because he wanted to be professional in the business that he loves, which I respect.
Fair play.
But overall, yeah, it was we had low expectation, but it was a good show. It wasn't the best show I've ever watched or one of the greats. It was a good show.
Yeah. Considering we were expecting nothing from it, it was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So, I don't know where you want to go now, mate. Actually, I'm interested because you said you've got something you want to tell me about, and I guess it's AEW related.
We're going to go Raw, SmackDown, then we'll talk about AEW, and then we'll talk about Double or Nothing and Night of Champions. We're not comparing the two because there's no comparing. Because one's got 5 matches and the one's got a full fucking free night show. Did you watch Raw? Did you watch SmackDown? No. Raw. Raw was okay. You could tell it's missing a champion. Well, we know this past fucking year. We know it's missing a champion. But this week you could feel like it was missing it. You had Trish come out. Don't whatever Trish speaking on. This was last week. We don't ever want Trish speaking on the mic again. It was dead. Like no, just don't do it, please. Get Becky doing all the talking. And even then, Becky sometimes cringe, but when she gets going, she's really good. Yeah, Shinsuke versus The Miz. Okay match. It did what it was needed to do and put Shinsuke over because Miz has got to that point now where he's putting people over. You had the number one contenders battle royal match. The winner faces Gunther, the ring general, for the Intercontinental Championship at Night of Champions, and it wasn't Mansoor that won. It was Ali.
Shock.
Yeah, it was going to be one or the other. Either way, Gunther's winning, so it's just to get Ali on the show, I think. We've said it so many times over the past God knows how long. Ali's done. Right, just let him go to Impact. Let him go and do whatever, because he'll go to Impact and he'll do well in Impact because he's that kind of person. He's just not anything in WWE. He's boring. This positivity thing he's got, like he's the New Day, needs to chill out and go away because I'm bored of it.
Bo Dallas.
Yeah, it's done. I can't be asked. Kevin Owens wants to fight everyone, which I love. He wants to fight Imperium.
Always
He
has
wants
done.
to fight Judgment Day. He wants to fight Bloodline. And Sami Zayn's like, you need to chill out because we're going to get our ass kicked soon. And he's like, I'll fight everyone. So they faced Judgment Day in the main event. Imperium got involved, which cost them the match. There was no Riddle. Riddle's all of a sudden fallen off the face of the earth because of his.
But he's not falling off the face of the earth, mate. He's sitting
down
on
under
the beach with his girlfriend's bikini on.
Yeah, he is. That's true. But that was Raw in a nutshell. There wasn't anything major happened. Xavier Woods versus Dominic. I'm waiting for the New Day to come back to help him with that.
There's been rumors floating about that Big E's due back very, very soon.
Yeah, I think he's been cleared. He just wants to double check he's fine. Indus debuted. Veer Mahan was coming to Raw. Then he went away from Raw. Then went to NXT. And now he's back on Raw, but as somebody else, as Indus Sher. Jinder was on commentary. He's not better than Titus O'Neil.
Never.
But they looked good, to be fair. I've not really watched them in NXT together. They looked fine. I mean, it was just two random fucking people, but they looked fine. Cody Rhodes had a big thing about Brock Lesnar, saying that he's just in his way of where he wants to go. Liv Morgan is injured. We found out that she's actually got a legit injury, so her and Raquel have had to give up the titles, and now we'll face Shayna, Ronda, because Ronda and Shayna came back this week on Raw. Yay for Shayna. Ronda can go to hell. Who are the other two? Bailey and Dakota. No, Bailey and Io because Dakota's injured. And Chelsea and Sonya, and I really want Chelsea and Sonya to win, but they're not going to. That's this week on this week on Raw. The Fatal 4-Way. Raquel's partner is probably going to be Shotzi.
It is Shotzi.
Yeah, there we go. She's due back. Corey Graves interviewed Seth Rollins because he wasn't there. And Sami and KO versus Judgment Day was the main event, which was a quality match, to be fair. I just want them to split the titles up. I'm bored of the fucking titles being together. And then SmackDown was really good. You had Sami and Kevin Owens coming face to face with Roman and Solo, and then Usos jumped KO and Sami, and Roman was really upset because he had something to say to Sami. And then as he turned around, he bumped into Solo, and Solo stared at him like he'd just shit on his chips. And then Roman looked a bit shaky and was like, "Fuck you," and walked out the ring and went to the back. Yeah, I think we're going to get Solo taking over Roman as the head of the table kind of thing. Or not even the head of the table. I just think Jay will take over. It'll be the Usos and Solo. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it's going to go. LWO versus the Usos. The LWO won. The Usos lost thanks to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Quality main event. Really enjoyed it. I love Santos Escobar anyway. The Brawling Brutes versus Pretty Deadly. What a match. Debut of Pretty Deadly on SmackDown. I can see why people don't really like him. But if you've watched them on NXT, I absolutely love Pretty Deadly. And NXT UK, they were quality on there. And the Brawling Brutes just made them look that even better as well. And there was a bit of blood in it. Not a lot, because it wasn't John Moxley. But there was a little bit of blood. Grayson Waller effect. It was kind of cringe and kind of dead. There was no reaction. It had AJ Styles as Grayson's
guest.
That's the word I'm looking for. It were dead. It was just literally AJ going, I'm going to beat Seth Rollins at Night of Champions, and Grayson was like, I can't wait for him to say, I can't wait for Mike Roman to stand in the ring and go, you win the match and the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, and then you just stared each other down. That was it. It was boring. So Grayson Waller could really get involved against AJ, to be fair. Street Profits versus LA Knight and Rick Boogs. Don't know what they're doing with LA Knight. I think they're just waiting for Money in the Bank to come around now. I think that's where they've got with it. Because as much as Rick Boogs makes me laugh, the way he just thinks he's jacking up with his little thing when he comes out, and it looks really dodge. LA Knight deserves so much better. Street Profits won. LA Knight attacked Rick Boogs and walked out. So I think that's LA Knight done with the tag team. I just think they're waiting for the build-up to the Money in the Bank. And then Zelina Vega versus Asuka. Zelina put a really good show on for Asuka. I thought Asuka really wasn't in the match. Zelina did really well in it, but obviously Asuka won, and then Bianca came out. And then Asuka sprayed the mist in her face, but missed a bit. So she could still see after the little whatever that was the week before where she had a full-on fit. And that was SmackDown in a nutshell. It was good. I enjoyed it. AEW. I really enjoyed AEW this week. Honest to God, from start to finish, I did not skip anything. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Dynamite this week. I was really compelled in the Strong and Jericho match. I thought it was quality. And there was one guy in the back that when they were following him around, I thought, mate, you're doing my fucking head in. Stop. He's doing this at the camera. Obviously, you can't see you on Spotify, but he's going, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're not impressive. No one thinks you're And then the way, obviously, because Adam Cole wasn't allowed in the building, they came out, and then Adam Cole was hiding around the corner, and then hit him with I forgot his finishing move. What's it called? Can't remember what it's called. And then Roderick Strong won, which was cool. Yeah, I can't remember either.
No, I want to say it's Tequila Sunrise or something like that.
The only thing I didn't like on it, and it's not that I didn't like it, I'm just not emotionally attached to him, is Jungle Boy. I don't care about him. Out of the four of them,
yeah,
MJF I think is absolute quality. I like Sammy Guevara because I can see more of a wrestler and he's good on the mic at the same time. Darby Allin in the ring is quality. Again, on the mic he's a bit cringe, but I can pass it. Jack Perry though, I just can't get it. I don't know what it is about him. I can't sit there, which is weird because you would have thought I know he's supposed to be the Tarzan kind of thing, but you're in a tag team with a guy that doesn't speak because he's a monster in Luchasaurus originally. You would have thought he would have learned how to be the mic person, like Enzo and Cass.
No, so Luchasaurus is an evolved dinosaur, and he can speak.
He's a what?
An evolved dinosaur, an educated dinosaur.
Okay, like Barney.
And he was the speaker. Jack Perry was the mute character in the partnership because he was meant to be the Jungle Boy, the Tarzan.
Right. Okay, that makes
sense. So I was just going to say with Jungle Boy Jack Perry that I feel it happens, doesn't it, when they split tag teams up? Don't need splitting up. He's not going to flop and fall away like some of the others in the past. But I feel like I think he's trying to redevelop himself right now. And I think going into the main title picture right now and redeveloping your character, because he's not really Jungle Boy no more. He's Jack Perry. He's coming out in his own streetwear now, and I think he's moving away from that Jungle Boy gimmick. Maybe at the wrong time, or have this when he is fully fledged Jack Perry. Yeah. But I have to disagree with you, mate. The only one on that, don't get me wrong, Jack Perry I struggle with at the moment. I'm not a Sammy Guevara fan. I lost all love and faith in Sammy. And it's not, I don't get me wrong, his matches are entertaining and stuff like that. It's more, not on a personal level, it's not like I know him personally, but it's the stuff backstage with Sammy. It's put me off him a bit at the moment. Obviously, not turning up to events and stuff because he was booked for Full of Wrestling last year and cancelled. So was Darby. But I don't know if that had anything to do with Thingy. But Sammy cancelled and then got booked on an event a week or so before and just happened to be where Ty Mello was as well. Mate, that match that it's got potential to be a really good match, but I can't see MJF dropping it.
No, I can't either.
And I'm glad they're doing it because these four have carried the company.
Yeah, as well, it gets them out there, put them out there, doesn't it as well?
Yeah. I haven't watched it all yet. It's on my to-do list now. I'm on my days off, and then the reason I haven't watched it yet is because I want to watch it, not just glance at it every now and then while I'm working. Because I know that obviously the street match, obviously the stuff that happens with the Elite. I've seen that. I watched that on Friday night. I caught that bit after I finished work on Friday. So I've seen that. I want to actually give it my attention because obviously we're coming up to Double or Nothing. I want to fully pay attention to everything that's going on. So I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But what I have seen, it looks great.
Yeah, it was. I'm liking Christian Cage and Luchasaurus together. I think Christian Cage has got the cockiness and the swag about him to actually to make it work. Obviously, they called out Wardlow and laid him out as well.
Yeah, because that's now a match.
Then you had a random match thrown together, which was Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy against Lee Moriarty and Big Bill. Which it was good, but it was just random. I don't understand why Darby Allin's not involved with something to do with Jack Perry or something else. I don't understand why he's in that match.
They've had them doing random matches the last couple of weeks and then cutting promos about this title match. So I don't know if that happened this week or not. I don't.
Yeah, there was no promo from Darby, but for me, it was just dead random. Sammy Guevara against Exodus Prime, was it? Is that his name, Exodus Prime? Okay match, nothing major, but it built the story of Sammy Guevara winning to obviously go into Double or Nothing. And then the Outcasts versus Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida, which was a good match. Enjoyed it. The Outcast was Ruby Soho and Tony Storm. Tony Khan announced Collision because that was his big announcement. Another one. There'll be another one this week of where it's actually going to be, probably. Yeah,
there will be.
Yeah. The major announcement. Can't wait for that. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry versus Roosh, which it was a good match. I enjoyed the match. It's just on the mic. I just don't feel it. Don't feel.
Do you know what he could do with Jungle Boy? And it's just come to me now. He could do this match at Double or Nothing. Obviously, doesn't win. Just go away for a little while. Like people do, Charlotte Flair's doing it right now. Go away for a little while. But in that time, obviously, he'll be off screen. He won't be forgotten about because they'll still mention him in commentary stuff. But that gives him time to go away where they can sort of drop the Jungle Boy and come back as Jack Perry.
Yeah. And I think that's what they need to do with him.
Obviously, then JR, Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, Taz, stop calling him Jungle Boy Jack Perry. They only refer to him as Jack Perry. Then, obviously, he can come back and reinvent himself. And maybe that's what he needs right now.
It probably does. And then have work on his promos. Also, another thing I really liked, Jim Ross wasn't involved in commentary.
Oh, okay.
I really liked it. It was nice. Unless he wasn't here, I didn't even realise.
He's moving away. He is moving away.
Antona, they weren't involved. It was nice. I enjoyed it.
So who's on commentary then?
I think it was Taz and Excalibur I think Tony came into it later on. I can't remember, but I just remember really liking. Tony was in it later on because I remember him mentioning stuff to do with Roderick Strong in Ring of Honor with the match against Jericho. It was nice though because it wasn't. If he was there all the time, he wasn't speaking all the time, and it was nice because Taz and Excalibur I thought worked really well together, and I enjoyed the matches that we were calling. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like I was listening to Tony Schiavone going on about. It winds me up. And then Jim Ross, as much as he's a legend and he made my childhood what it was, he's got no I don't believe anything he says anymore.
I think he's on his way out, and I think they're saving him now for main events, and they're bringing him in halfway through the shows.
This is what I was going to say that they need to do with him, is to bring him in for main events of pay-per-views.
Yeah.
The big pay-per-view main events.
It'll be working now. That'll work.
Like Sting's last match is apparently going to be at All In. From what I've read this week on Twitter from Brian Alvarez. So if that's the case, have him call that, Tony Schiavone call that, because he's been with Sting all the way through it.
It'll be him and Tony calling that match.
That'll be fine. But if it's, I just don't want it to be the whole thing. Ricky Starks versus Switchblade Jay White was good. I enjoyed that match.
Did Rock Hard Juice Robinson get involved?
Rock Hard was involved. He was Rock Hard. Jay White defeated Starks via disqualification though. Don Callis started to speak out about what had happened.
Yeah, this is where I caught it. Actually, I caught the end of the Jay White, and then this is where I watched from. Then the magic happened. I've been waiting for it for a very long time.
It did, and as I said before, I did get goosebumps when Hangman Adam Page came out. The crowd just made that so like. I can imagine how you were. Like, it was how I would be if. I'm trying to think of someone I really like that you don't. I can't think of anything right now. I'll have to come back to that.
So we watched that, and obviously the storylines and the recent, and obviously Zoe falls it a little bit on Lucis. She knows Kenny has been struggling about Hangman coming back because she watches BT with me as well when I watch it on TV. So she knows that there's been a bit of issue there. And when he came out, Kenny sort of looked at him like to say, "What are you doing here?" And so he's like, "Oh, Kenny doesn't look happy that he's here to help him." And to the casual AEW fan like yourself, you wouldn't have picked up on this. But there was literally a second, and then something happened. Then it was like Kenny intercepted it. For me, I knew Kenny was on board with Hangman coming out, but now he handed him the sweeping brush.
Yeah. I noticed that. I noticed stuff like that. As much as I don't know the whole history, I do notice stuff like that.
Obviously, because he's known as the cleaner back in the days of Bullet Club. The sweeping brush has always been his weapon of choice, and he gave it to Hangman. Mate, Hangman looked absolutely awesome and sick. Please keep the eye patch on Hangman for some time because he actually looks badass with the eye patch on. I was saying to you before, because obviously the backgrounds for the YouTube video. By the way, we do YouTube video now on the podcast.
Okay. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
We have different images. So like this week it's me and Adam Cole. Matt's got the YouTube background. Oh, look at that YouTube video. I didn't know we did them.
We did.
Yeah, nice one. It's on YouTube. Wrestling Fellas.
On YouTube.
Also on Spotify and Apple for the podcast, and social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. So I wanted the picture of Adam Cole because he reminded Adam Page because he reminded me of Snake from one of the Metal Gear Solid games, and it just one of my favorite games. He's been wrestling live events now to do live events. He's been wrestling the eye patch in the live events as well. So it's not just like he's just come back for that with that on.
Yeah.
So I hope to keep it on like as a gimmick for a bit. It will be pretty awesome. But I can't wait for this match. I really can't.
Well, let's look at Double or Nothing cards. So we'll start from the bottom to the main event on what I've got on Wikipedia here. So we've got Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho in an unsanctioned match, which is going to be like off the chain. That's going to be sick.
Yeah.
We know how good that's going to be.
The JAS are going to get involved. Roddy Strong's going to get involved. The Outcasts are going to get involved.
Hopefully Kyle O'Reilly gets comes back and
That's
gets
what I'm
involved.
just about to say. Kyle O'Reilly's going to get involved. We may even see the fish that is Bobby.
Well, Bobby said on his podcast yesterday that he's not had the call from Tony Khan, but if he does, he'd be up for it.
Yeah, so we could see that. It's going to be mint. If it's anything like the old Stadium Stampede matches, mate, which I don't know if you've watched any. If you haven't, please find the one where it was the Elite and Matt Hardy against.
Is that one where Matt Hardy missed the table and absolutely smacked his head off the thing?
I can't remember, but yeah, them against the Inner Circle. All I remember from that is when they chased him. Sammy Guevara just gets chased around by Matt and Kenny in a go-kart. A golf cart, and then Hangman Page chases him with a horse.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I remember that bit.
If you haven't watched it, yeah, go and watch it. And then you got the other ones. I think the Inner Circle took on the Pinnacle when MJF that created that potentially could have been an amazing stable with FTR and Wardlow and Sean Spears. They did one. The great matches, the fun. They are, most of it is cinematic. Then they end up in the ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be a great match, mate. Going to be a great match.
It's going to. The next match is a 6-man tag. If Hardy Party wins, Matt Hardy will own Ethan Page's contract. So it's Ethan Page and the Guns, the Ass Boys, against the Hardy Party of Asai Cassidy. Did I say that right?
Brother
Jeff and Matt Hardy. Yeah. I've not been watching Rampage, so I don't know anything to do with that, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
They had that compound match the other week where it was Ethan Page, like I said, William, a Big Cass. I don't even watch Big Cass, Stoltley, and I can't think who it was against Hardy's brother Isaiah and Hook. That's what I'm going to watch later on. So that's carrying on from there. It should be
Send out Hook.
Send Hook.
Send Hook. Jade Cargill versus Ty Valkyrie for the TBS Championship. I don't really care about Ty Valkyrie. It's nothing against her. I just don't. I didn't like her in Impact, and I don't. When she was in NXT as Frankie Monet, didn't really care about her, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. We know, and Arcade in the Arena match. We know how good that's going to be. We've just been speaking about it. It's
going to
be
the main event.
To be back to the centre. That's to be fair.
I'd say that'll be the main event. I think the title shot match will be the one before that one.
Fair play if it is. Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm for the AEW Women's Championship.
Jamie Hayter's got to win that for me.
Yeah, same. Orange Cassidy versus Aaron Solo versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus QT Marshall versus 17 to be decided competitors. It's the Blackjack Battle Royal for the AEW International Championship.
This match, we could get surprise entrants. This is normally where Tony likes to bring people in. Don't know who like, but
Brian Matalik, Dorado,
Kota Ibushi, Tamatonga, Tamaloa.
Yeah, just throw it like anyone.
We could. Oh no, hang on. We've got Forbidden Door.
You'll have some Ring of Honor people in there as well, probably. Won't you?
We could get some New Japan guys coming as well, because Forbidden Doors in a few weeks too.
Oh well, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if they're in there then. Fair play.
Yeah.
Wardlow versus Christian Cage, a ladder match for the AEW TNT Championship. Christian in a ladder match, just you've sold it to me. I like Christian in ladder matches, so that's fine. We didn't speak about this. FTR against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. We didn't speak about it before, but why is Karen Jarrett getting involved? I don't like her. Why is she doing?
I don't know.
I hate her. I hate her more than Rebby Sky. Rebby Hardy, whatever her name is. I hate her more than her. I hate her face. I hate anything to do with her. Why is she involved? Why is Tony Khan gone? Yeah, we'll bring her.
It's Jeff Jarrett getting his own way and him getting his double paychecks from the AEW.
I did like the mashup of Jay Lethal and My World, though, the theme tune for Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Really, to be fair, I like it. Jay Lethal's also
got the rights to Black
Machismo. So I'm hoping.
Bump on the head. So here's the thing about BTA, mate. When he was coming in, he got a bump on the head, and it made him switch between Jay Lethal and the Black Machismo.
Yeah.
every now and then. So the storyline is out there in the world of people who watch BTE and AW. So he could take a bad knock on the head and turn into the Black Batismo.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Mark Briscoe will serve as the special guest referee in that match.
How good would it be if he got a bump in the head, turned Black Batismo, but then sided FTR?
Yeah, it'd be mint. It'd be sick. And then the 4-way match for the AEW World Title: MJF versus Sammy Guevara versus Jack Perry versus Darby Allin.
I can see somebody coming out at the end of that match. I don't know who.
Punk.
Set up Spunk. Yeah, the next title contender for it, because we haven't got nothing really in place for that match. Who's next? There's no one really sort of.
There's no one stepping up, is there, really?
Like a New Japan, maybe somebody from New Japan coming out and squaring off with MJF, Kinski or something like that.
Or maybe Grandmaster League or something like that comes out.
Big Willie.
Yeah, Big Willie. Yeah, it's going to be good. It looks like it's going to be a good event. I'm not watching it. Like I said, I
won't be watching it live. It's always Sunday, isn't it?
To be fair, I couldn't even watch it because I don't have
Fight.
Oh God, I had a shiver then. Yeah, I couldn't even watch it because I don't have Fight. So because you got to buy Fight 20... and then buy the pay-per-view as well, don't you?
Yeah, it's like 25, 15 quid for the pay-per-view. Yeah, no. I'm hoping my good friend who buys them, so I'll have to watch it on Monday anyway.
Yeah, I'll watch it when I get back. Well, I say that, and that weekend's even mad busy. And then we got before that, we got Night of Champions. We got Belair and Asuka for the Raw Women's title, both on SmackDown. Makes sense. Gunther and Ali. Yeah. Owen Zayn against the Bloodline. Obviously, we're going to get Solo and the Usos getting involved in that one. Rhodes and Lesnar, and then Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles. I think there's going to be a few more matches announced. We've still not got the US title on there. The SmackDown Women's title is on the line somewhere there, but I don't think we're going to get Rhea in a match, to be quite honest with you. I don't see him. Oh, no, there is. It'll probably be against Natalya. It has been brewing for the last couple of weeks. Natalya versus Rhea, so we'll probably get that. Theory versus Sheamus for the US title. Looks like it's going to go ahead for Night of Champions. What other championships are not being defended there? Obviously Reigns, but he's in the tag match. I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Both women's tag team, Intercontinental US. Yeah, that's it. So hopefully we have Judgment Day somewhere, or they might give Judgment Day the night off, full Judgment Day, because they've worked their ass off over the last few months, haven't they, to be fair to them. So
yeah.
But yeah,
it can't see get involved anywhere. That's the thing either.
Who?
Judgment Day is no like a little space that you could think, they could get involved. That and it makes sense if they did.
No, unless you put Finn versus Cody in a feud going forward. But then he's going to be feuding with Lesnar going forward anyway.
Or you inject Finn or Priest into attack the winner of the heavyweight as the first.
Yeah, whether we get Drew in that as well, I don't know. I'm not looking. I never look forward to the Saudi Arabia shows anyway, but
no,
I think the only match I'm looking forward to is the only match I'm looking forward to is Seth and AJ, because that's just guaranteed to be. And the storyline wise, the Bloodline Owens and Zayn, just because of Solo and Roman. And what's going to go on there with the Usos. But other than that, I'm not asked about Gunther and Ali because we know Gunther's winning.
Yeah.
The only other potential change for the titles could be Bianca and Asuka.
Potentially. Obviously, we mentioned that before. We were talking about that before, weren't we?
Whether they will or not, and whether Sheamus beats Theory for the US title.
Yeah.
If Sheamus says something. But, yeah, other than that, there's not.
It's a busy weekend coming up for it all.
And I'm busy all fucking weekend. It's always fucking the way, innit?
So I'll be able to watch Night of Champions as it's going on, because it's on about 5-6 o'clock over here. So
4:30, I think it starts.
Is that pre-show maybe?
Pre-show. I'll Google it now as you're talking.
So obviously I'll be able to watch that, but I won't be full concentrated on it because I'll be working at the same point. Even though Saturdays are pretty quiet at work. And I work at home on Saturdays. But it depends if it's football on as well at that point, because it's the last game of the season.
Oh, 6 o'clock. Oh, I might be able to watch it.
Oh, I might. Yeah, as I said, football should be over unless because every game's 3 o'clock kickoff.
Sunday.
That weekend.
It's not.
It's Sunday.
It's 4:30 on Sunday.
Is it? All right, so I'll be fine
Yeah.
then. So I'll be able to watch that. Not giving it 100% attention, but I'll be able to watch it. And then I'll probably watch Double or Nothing on Monday. That's if my guy buys it. That's the thing.
I'll probably see if I can find a stream for it on. I get back Thursday, so it'll be Sunday when I'll probably watch it. So we've probably done a podcast on the Sunday, and then I'll probably watch it.
Yeah. Well, I'll look do the pod maybe on the Tuesday. Give you time to watch it.
Yeah, I could do that.
But we'll sort that out anyway. But I think we've hit the 2-hour mark of recording, mate. Good luck in your editing. But it's this point in the pod where we say this every week, and we've not mentioned it that many times this week. But we do have a YouTube channel where you can go and watch the podcast. You can see the faces I pull when Matt says dum dum and stuff like that, and you can also see Matt's reaction to when he cocks up, and when I say something stupid, it'll be well edited out, by the way. So yeah, we've got the YouTube channel. It's the Wrestling Fellas on YouTube. It's not the Wrestling Fellas. It's just Wrestling Fellas on YouTube. You get your podcasts from Spotify, Apple, and anywhere else you receive them. Because I believe it still puts it on everywhere for us. And then obviously the social medias, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Matt's been a bit active on the TikTok as well, getting these predictions out. And obviously there's that TikTok about The Rock. Still in shock. Big Dwayne.
Yeah.
Big Dwayne's. There's rumours, mate. There's more.
There's more?
Yeah, he said he's recommending it to the tribal chief. Obviously, next time they have Sunday dinner together.
Yeah.
In their busy schedules. And obviously, if the tribal chief gets it in the locker room, geez, mate, it's just going to explode.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking forward to that, to be fair.
But yeah, so yeah, we've got the TikToks. If you do watch our TikToks, or you go to any of our social medias, or even the YouTube channel, on the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe, like, and notification, comment on it as well. What do you want more of, less of? What can we do better? Same with the TikToks. Comment, like, follow us. The more followers we get, the better, because we can start doing live videos, and especially with obviously the next 2 months coming up. The UK's hosting two massive live events, Money in the Bank and All In.
All In.
I'm at both. Matt's at All In. And at All In, obviously you've got 2 different views, seating-wise. Also that I'm there all weekend. I'm going to the meet and greets and stuff like that. So if I'm hosting live, I can go live. I can give you the full view inside. Where doing little videos, it takes time and editing. Where if I just go live, you can see everything as I'm seeing it. Yeah. Same with the events. I don't know how we'd get away with that in the event, but yeah. So don't forget to like, subscribe, follow everything for us. And Matt, until next time. Peace.
Shush.